only a half game behind the Rockets for the top spot in the West, but Steve Kerr says everything is fine in the Bay Area. Before the All-Star break, Kerr called out the team's focus, but he says that now that might have actually helped them. He added, in basketball, you sort of have to lose yourself in the game. I don't feel like we've done that enough. We've had too many nights where we've gone through the motions, and yet I understand it, and I'm very confident we've gotten through the woods a little bit and are primed to really take off. We're joined once again by Eddie House. Eddie, what do you expect from Golden State the rest of the way?
I expect them to be playing championship level basketball. This is the thing, they got 24 games left, and it can get monotonous at times for them, especially they're trying to make a run to go to 4 straight. So you've been around this group of guys for pretty much all the last 4 years. You get your 2 months off because you're in the finals. It goes deep into June. You get your 2 months off, and during that 2 months, you're out traveling the world, going to basketball seminars overseas and things like that. You never have an opportunity to let your hair down, relax, and take a break from the game. You constantly, and then you around, you know how it is when you're around your brother all the time, y'all get to fighting sometimes, and it's the same thing with them. These last 24 games, I expect their attention span to go up a little bit more, to ratchet it down on their defense, because they kind of slipped a little bit. That's one thing they always been, is a very good defensive team, plus they can shoot the basketball. So I expect them to be ready. I think this All-Star break was one of those great things for them, to be able to press the reset button, kind of take a deep breath, and then come back for these 24 games.
Where's go?
I am not seeing the same Golden State Warriors I saw last year, and I'm not sure I'm going to see them all the way through the finals. I think they're a little more vulnerable than they were a year ago, when they took what should have been an incredible strength, a huge advantage of, we got Kevin Durant, and turned it into a chip on their shoulder. We'll show you. We'll show the world. It was like us against the world, because we got Kevin, and everybody condemned Kevin. Now he's our guy, and we're going to protect and defend his honor, and we're going to show you we can win with Kevin like that. And they showed me, and they showed LeBron, and they showed you, because Kevin rose above the finals. I was shocked by it, that he could look that pressure in the eye on the national stage and play at the supremely high level that he played to be the finals MVP. And they did it, and they did it in dominant fashion, and then it was over, and they're having a hard time getting it back. They're not playing with the same chip on their shoulder. They don't have the same edge. I get you about the dog days. Pre-All-Star break, they were in the doldrums, and they were mad at each other, and they're mad at the world, they're mad at the referees. They are running away with their lead, with the lead in ejections for the year. They've been ejected 9 times between Draymond and KD. The next team is Memphis and New Orleans. They're tied with 4 ejections. So you can see that they're always mad at the referees. It's always the refs' fault. No team goes after the refs the way this team does. So Steve Kerr was trying to break the tension by letting Draymond and whoever Iguodala run the huddle. Yeah, letting them do it, just trying to shake it up a little bit, because as he said, we are mentally fried. Now he says they're poised for takeoff, which is what he needs to be saying right now. Schedule's easy. They should take off some. But I'm not seeing the same basketball team, because they are now 3rd in the NBA in turnovers, not turnovers forced,
Giving it the ball away.
Yeah, they're giving it away, the 3rd most rate in the NBA. Wow. That's Golden State, the team that shares the ball. They've been sharing it with the other team way too much.
But Skip, you remember in the finals that they lost, Steph got really careless with the basketball.
He did, but he does.
They were down by one. What was it, down by 1, and he come behind the back, throw the ball.
Terrible.
I'm like, why would you do?
Hey, he was terrible in the All-Star game. I know it was just the All-Star game, but you want to talk about careless? He had 6 turnovers in the All-Star game.
I'm not overly concerned with them. Skip, if you remember last year, it was nip and tuck between them and the Spurs. Had the Spurs not lost 4 of their last 5, they probably would have been the #1 seed. But they lost 4 or 5, and they ended up getting.
Had the Spurs not lost Kawhi Leonard in the 3rd quarter of Game 1, it would have been the Spurs in the finals. Now you're flipping around saying the Spurs are broccoli. They're garbage, right?
The Warriors.
They had them by 23 in the 3rd quarter. Are you kidding me?
But
it was over.
That
it was
three-point shot, though, man, that's before you know it, it could be 5 minutes and you down.
Okay,
3,
but you know what?
4.
This team still, to this day, it lives and dies by the 3.
Yeah.
So what happened in the All-Star game? Steph went whatever he was, 3 for 11, and James
Clay.
went 2 for 13. And okay, if that happens, you can beat them.
Yes.
Is it going to happen over 7 games? Probably not, but they're more vulnerable than they used to be.
But that's the thing, though, Skip. You look at what they're up against. They have 2 of the top 5 players. They got 4 of the top 25 players on one roster, and you got to beat them 4 times over a 2 weeks period.
Are they playing like 2 of the top 5? I don't think they have.
Skip, I mean, Steph is averaging 26.5, and KD is averaging 25.
Okay, PER, player efficiency rating, they're 5th and 6th, Steph and KD.
That ain't bad.
Okay, it's not bad.
not
No,
bad
but
at
I'm
all.
just saying, but in defensive efficiency, remember when they broke through and won their first championship,
Right.
they were number 1. Last year they won, and they were a tick behind the Spurs at 1A.
Right.
Now they're 5th in defensive efficiency. And to your point, okay, now they need to ratchet it back up and lock it back down. I don't know. I'm not seeing the same Golden State.
Think about it, though, Skip. You mentioned they're 5th and 6th in PER, and you know they can play better. So now they go back to their customary spot 1, 2, 2, 3. Then what? They blowing people off the. I mean, because think about it, last year they only lost 1 playoff game, so they blitzed it. I believe it'll be a tougher time this year, especially because we got that. I'm so hood.
Okay, so which you already picked you picked LeBron's new team to beat this team, right? Okay.
Hold on, who knows? Houston, James Harden, Chris Paul said, wait a minute. Skip Bayless, why you keep discounting us?
I'm
That's the only
discounting.
I
I'm
think
writing
that's-
them off.
I won't write them off because I think that's the only team that can really compete with them in the West for this reason. And they have 6 guys that can knock down the 3. That you could consistently trust them to knock down the 3, and
And
that
you consistently trust them in a game 6 against the San Antonio
you know
Spurs?
you never know until they do it. You never know until they do it. I mean, their track record says no.
What
Their
does
coach's
what does the track
says
record
no.
say about Chris Paul in the playoffs?
It's
As
the
much
same
as I
thing,
respect
James,
him.
and same thing with Mike D'Antoni, what
Yep,
he does in the
I
playoffs,
agree.
his team.
Yep.
But it all can change, and the way they got confidence, they're playing better defense than they ever played before.
And Clint
I'm
Capella
saying that's probably the
making
only
himself-
team, but I still don't see him getting past going. You got KD over there, arguably the second best player in the league right now. I mean,
Right now, the only thing Golden State has going for it is there's no real competition in the West. That's just me.
Oh, it's
And
competition.
there would be huge competition if the Spurs were healthy and Kawhi were happy. They're better. They're deeper than Golden State. I love the Spurs if they ever get healthy.
You know what, Skip?
If they get LaMarcus healthy and Rudy Gay healthy,
Well,
their
hold on,
team is
hold on.
loaded.
I mean, what else you want
It's
them to
loaded.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
healthy?
You like LaMarcus in a game 6? You like LaMarcus in a game 7?
I like
No, you
Kawhi in both those games, and I like the depth. I like Ginobili in those games.
That's another thing about Golden State. I'm not sure about their depth. I don't think their bench is as good as it
I
has
totally
been
agree.
in
I
the
agree.
past few years.
They got to get Bale back. If they get Bale back, they'll be
I
fine.
don't think he puts them over the top as have better bench
Nah.
than they ever
Are
had.
you rooting for him or what?
Who?
See, you're rooting for Golden State because you do want LeBron to have some excuse.
Oh, my
Right?
God.
That
I'm
is
not
exactly
rooting,
what-
Yeah,
I'm not
I
rooting
know.
for anybody.
It is.
Skip.
It's funny.
I mean, I like KD. I like Steph.
You vacillate. One
You're not
second,
rooting
over
for
here.
anyone?
No, I mean, I have a vested interest.
Yeah, you do.
Ron.
Yeah. That's your only interest.
What? No, I like a lot of teams. I like
We know
Kyrie.
that.
Yeah, we do know that.
We know that.
I like Kyrie.
I'm going to say this one last
We might
time.
link back up with Kyrie.
Do not write off my San Antonio Spurs. If
Y'all
they happen
done.
to get healthy,
Skip,
Y'all
y'all
can't,
done.
hit the, y'all can't hit the 3 like they do, man. That's the separation. Is the
but
3-point
y'all
shot.
can play defense and can defend.
Golden
those
State can
three.
play D too.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got
And you gonna see it.
if y'all
These
had,
last
if
24
y'all had
games.
How
Kawhi,
was my team up 23 in Game 1 of the West Finals?
because we took y'all for granted, because we wanted to make it.
But then look,
Oh, now you're a wee
well,
Golden State?
in 4 minutes, y'all was only up 3.
But Kawhi got hurt.
No, it was bang, 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 bang,
No,
bang.
it was not.
Yeah, it was.
It was
3
not.
after
Bang, bang,
3
bang,
after
bang,
3
bang,
after
bang.
3 after 3.
Zaza, a cheap shot. That's what it was.
It was
that
3
not the
after
most
3.
cheap shot you've ever seen?
Yeah, that was low down.
Yeah, low down.
Yeah. You got no answer for him. That's
who? I
35.
got lots of answers. You know what? The Spurs are too long for that team.
Or I tell
With
you what,
LaMarcus
if you
and
got an answer for 35,
Gasol.
I need to know the question.
You watch. Kawhi's got an answer for him.
Don't do that, Skip.
He can if
No,
he's healthy.
Why I got to get on the court?
Well,
Yeah.
he's got a
He
mysterious
want out.
thigh injury.
He want out.
Yeah, it's
He
called,
ain't want to go to
it's called
Cleveland.
psychosomatic injury. That's
He
what
says
it's
he
called.
wants to go to Cleveland.
Well, maybe he does. I don't know.
Because LeBron's leaving?
No.
No.
Yeah,
I
he's the
don't-
new LeBron.
No, Skip. I told you. Dan Gilbert, hey, Brian, I'm doing this in good faith, bro. I'm going to get you Rodney Hood. I'm going to get you George Hill. I'm going to get you Clarkson. I'm going to get you Nance Jr.
He did.
I'm going to show you. And we're going to make a power move.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of IT just for you, LeBron.
And Derrick Rose.
Well, he did.
They got better.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Way
joining
better.
us.
Yeah.
Should the Cowboys be worried about Dak Prescott? We'll discuss that with Mark Schlereth next.
Skip should be worried about it.